innovation, etc. All right. So Carleton has been working in this area quite extensively and has received excellent funding in the last 5 to 6 years. Now, I have been a professor at different universities in Canada and also abroad. So prior to joining Carleton, I was a professor in Singapore. Before that, I worked with National Research Council of Canada. Then I was a researcher at University of Waterloo, McGill, etc. And I can very confidently say that among all of these universities, I've found Carleton to be most open to research collaboration, international research collaboration. And I can say that very confidently. Though we are not as big as the universities that I mentioned, whether it's McGill or University of Waterloo, there are a lot of departments that we do not have. But nevertheless, we always have researchers who work in various different fields, and we have some excellent researchers who work in the area that is of interest to us, the smart technologies. So just to start my presentation, of course, I'll discuss a bit about Carleton universities, the opportunities for joint supervision, joint research proposal, global knowledge exchanges, the different research centers and research ecosystem that you have, which facilitates faculty mobility, enables student participation and exchanges. And of course, you will have time to ask me questions at the end of the presentation. Though, of course, there seems to be a bit of a lag from my end from hearing what Justice was saying, but you can always put your questions in the chat box. And thanks once again to Emmanuel, who sort of facilitated this conference. So to begin, so I hope I just changed my slide, and I hope everybody was able to see it. So Carleton University, like I mentioned, is based in Ottawa, which is the nation's capital, and that gives us a bit of a strategic benefit. We are very close to the government, very close to the policy makers. At any given time, we have over 30,000 students from 90 plus countries. We have 875 plus full-time faculty members across 5 different faculties. And the faculties of interest to us, as far as this conference is concerned, is Faculty of Engineering and Design. The Faculty of Engineering and Design, which in short we call as FED, itself has over 250 faculty members and researchers. And our research footprint includes over 65 dedicated research centers, many of which lead national and global projects in clean technology, infrastructure resilience, and these days, artificial intelligence. Now, Carleton as such has over 250 graduate level programs and specialization, and there are big emphasis in the last couple of years towards interdisciplinary research. So for many of the projects, including my own, are very interdisciplinary in nature. In the last couple of years, we have secured more than $110 million in annual external funding. These are either from federal agencies, from private sectors, from NGOs. There's another one that you may have heard of who are more familiar with the Canadian research landscape, which is MITACS, where the government will contribute a certain money, and then you need to have matching funds from industrial partners. So Carleton has been doing pretty well, and it has a very growing research ecosystem. Now, so like I said, we have more than 65 research centers focused in different areas. And Carleton, in that sense, is very strong in terms of research collaboration. And if we had many of the different departments that many of the traditional universities have, for example, faculty of law or a medical school, you would have seen Carleton in top 20 or 30 universities in terms of global ranking. But because we do not have those departments in terms of these rankings, the Carleton loses its position. But if you look towards engineering as such, it is always ranked among top 5 or 6 in the country. So like I said, our location in Ottawa, the capital, gives us a sort of an advantage. We have access to policymakers, we have access to federal research institutes and labs, and most of the faculty at Carleton are able to publish in very high impact journals, and which is actually quite encouraged, especially even at the doctoral supervision level. And obviously our research aligns with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is also a priority for University of Lagos. Now, coming more specific to what could be done in terms of research facilitation or collaboration between the two universities, is there are some programs available for submission of joint research proposals. For example, Global Affairs Canada, from time to time, they have calls for Canadian and African countries or Nigerian universities to submit joint proposals in the area of sustainable development, climate adaptation, clean energy, etc. IDRC is one traditional funder of such international research, again, because what we're talking about is clean infrastructure, resilient infrastructure, and as you can imagine, it's a very hot topic these days, and there's a lot of calls and proposals in this area. Then you have the University Partnerships and Cooperation and Development, which is called as UPCD. And again, African universities in Nigeria are quite eligible for all these proposals. And I can tell you that from my side personally, I would be very happy to develop joint proposals in my area of research, which is more of bioenergy, bioprocessing, etc. Then, of course, you also have the South Africa Canada Universities Network. You have South African and Canadian universities that are eligible for this kind of funding. So as you can see that this is just few of the fundings that are available. Again, so these are open to all the universities in Africa. It is not specific to Nigeria itself, but this is just to show that there are funding opportunities, and we'll be more than happy. Me, and I can also speak on the behalf of my colleagues who would be very interested in developing joint proposals. Now, one of the traditional funding that I personally have explored and have been successful in terms of joint proposals and funding student exchange is your NSERC Alliance International. It has undergone a bit of a changes in last couple of years in 2024. But nevertheless, this is something that I can tell you because I have experience with it. It's fairly straightforward. And if you're able to show a proper integration between the two universities, NSERC in this case is fairly, I would say, fast in responding to proposal submissions. So it supports Canadian researchers collaborating with international academic partners, including like University of Lagos. It focuses on natural sciences and engineering, and of course, SMART. When you're talking about SMART, it comes into this particular theme. And there are two funding streams that are available. One is a Catalyst grant, which is more to show proof of concept and how the two universities complement each other. And this supports 25,000 per year grant for 1 year for a PhD student to come from Nigeria to Carleton and vice versa. The other one, which is generally suggested that you first apply for a Catalyst grant, and based upon your preliminary research and proof of concept, you submit another proposal to build it further, is your collaboration grants, where you get up to $100,000 a year for 3 years. And the national collaborators must be from degree granting institution, which of course, University of Lagos is very well known for, and project must align with research and NSERC research security and partnership guidelines. So how will the data be protected? How the data will be shared between the two universities, etc. Now, confirm Nigeria specific proposals, but this, like I said, is Canadian researcher can collaborate with any international university and submit a proposal. Like I said, that I've had a fairly good experience with this to collaborate with professors. The success that I've had is more with professors with Brazil and professors with India, but I'll be more than happy to explore this opportunity should anyone at University of Lagos be interested to collaborate opportunity which aligns with my research expertise. So again, so this is a bit of what I mentioned. In MITAC's Global, which is MITAC's Global Inbound, the university together can apply, and MITACs will support the travel and living costs for up to 3 to 6 months of researcher coming inbound to Canada. We can officially co-supervise students from international institutions, including the University of Lagos, like I mentioned. And our PhD students are embedded in major funded clusters. The most recent one that I can say is about a $6.8 million grant that we got last year in sustainability research spanning smart cities, energy systems, and circular technologies. We work, once the researcher is here, postdoctoral fellow or doctoral researcher is here, they will work in Canada in labs that are funded by Canadian Foundation of Innovation, such as Smart Water Infrastructure, Energy and Resource Recovery Laboratory, IRAP, etc. Now, once that is done, then of course, besides NSERC Alliance International, you can also partner with international researchers for NSERC Create, which also that's another program, NSERC Create, which also supports international doctoral training from Canada to Nigeria in this case, or University of Lagos to Canada. Each PhD student has a very specific development goals, formal milestones that have to be submitted to ensure that there is strong supervision engagement from both universities. And as far as Carleton is concerned, we have had a strong record from scholars from Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, and Ethiopia. And this is some of the statistics that I got from our research facilitators in the last 10 to 15 years. Moving on. Now, we have had a new president, and the new president has really pushed for more engagement with universities in Africa. And just in this summer, Carleton signed MOU with quite a few universities in Africa, universities in South Africa, University of Johannesburg, for example. There were visiting delegates that we had. So that is to say that Carleton is pushing for more engagement, making internal research funding available to push engagement between the universities in Africa. This is yet to be finalized, but I know that Fed Faculty of Engineering and Design is making close to $1 million available for exchange of faculties and doctoral exchange programs with the university in Africa, which of course the University of Lagos will also be eligible for. So in coming years, or I would say in coming months, we hope to see more engagement between the two nations. So when I say here with that there are more funding that is coming available, for example, we have had approximately in certain research and support fund, we have had about $5.46 million available to support research functions, to maintain infrastructure and support collaboration between international universities. Of course, Carleton has had an MOU with the University of Lagos, which was signed way back in 2016. However, I'm not very up to date of whether it was further renewed or not, but I believe it was renewed a few years ago, but I'm not very up to date. And we have some more small grants available for faculty to come and spend a couple of months in Fed. Of course, we'll have to submit a proposal, and this has to be approved by the dean. But there is some funds available for faculty exchanges and also for exchange of doctoral students. Now, this is just to give you some of the research centers that we have available, and later on you can look into it and contact, or I can also help you to get in touch with relevant professors who are responsible for these research centers, directors of these research centers, who would be more than happy to collaborate with international universities. The first one that you say is Energy and Resource Recovery Laboratory. That is my lab. And like I said, I would be more than happy. With Emmanuel, I know that we tried earlier to have a student exchange, but at that point of time, it was COVID. So there was a lot of issues in terms of delays in issuing of visas and things like that. But I think now that we have a more stable system, things have now stabilized. We hope that we will able to sort of take those collaborations further. Then you have the Arise building, which works on interdisciplinary smart environment and sustainability labs. You have the Smart Sustainable Result Communities Lab. You have sustainable technologies, anaerobic digestion, pyrolysis, biochar, excellent infrastructure funded by the federal government at pilot scale. The green infrastructure and decentralized wash systems, which is more related to water and wastewater. We have a lot of municipality cooperations where they have different test beds where you can actually go and scale up your lab-based study. And like I mentioned, you have different programs like NSERC Create, a CFI, Canadian Foundation of Innovation, to support your research. There are a few other names that you can look into. You have the Global Water Institute, led by Professor Banu Americi. Some of you may have known her because she has been quite active in collaboration previously with universities in Africa. You have the Drake Stormwater Research Group, led by Professor Jennifer Drake. Also, I know she's very open to research collaboration. Sustainable Energy Research Center, SERC, which I think Emmanuel knows very well. Then Center for Advanced Building Envelope and Research. You have the Carleton Immersive Media Studio, and again, collaborative PhD training opportunities with NSERC Create, CFI, and of course, a different MyTax platforms such as MyTax Global Inbound. So if you have some excellent research facilities that you can come and be part of, and the first thing to do is to get in touch with a group that is of interest to you, and then try for different internal funding at Carleton or the NSERC Alliance International, NSERC Create, and MyTax. So these are more of a traditional route to basically fund your travel. So like I said, we are quite well funded. very good facilities like pilot scale systems. My lab itself has 3 pilot scale systems that we test with different municipality and University of Ottawa. We have very advanced instrumentation labs. Carleton, like I said, in terms of size, we might be smaller compared to McGill, University of British Columbia, or University of Toronto, because we do not have many departments. Nevertheless, but if you're looking for a particular instrument, you will find it at Carleton. We have shared access with NRC and City of Ottawa, clean rooms, wet labs in Arise and Mackenzie buildings, CFI funding labs in Carleton too, and access to Carleton's high performance computing and simulation clusters. Now, if you're interested, whether it's for joint a PhD program, or if you're a master's student and you're looking to apply for a PhD position, I myself are looking for a PhD student and master's student to start in the summer of next year or fall of next year. My area of more of bioenergy and bioprocessing, and if that is of interest to us, please contact me. So the best way to move forward is to identify a supervisor that is aligned with research interests. Please, this is more for the students. Please bear in mind that most of the professors would receive at least 10 to 12 emails per day requesting for research opportunities. So please make sure that you're crisp. You tell you exactly what you are looking for and how you can contribute to the research lab. You can also contact Carleton's international office. They're pretty active and they can help you. And if you're interested more in the environmental stream, you can contact me. I can connect you with a lot of different professors, and also Dr. Paul Sims, who is the graduate director for the environmental stream. Now, most of the international students or international researchers that we have had, they have done fairly well. In my research group itself, in the last 5 to 6 years that I have been at Carleton, the students have graduated and have been absorbed in the industries in Canada or internationally. Some of them were interested in the faculty positions and they were able to get faculty positions. So our alumni, I can say very confidently, have done very well. And our strategic location in Ottawa has played a very big role in that. So again, this is my contact information. If you have any questions or if you would like to explore more opportunities for faculty or for doctoral students, please contact me and I would be happy to take any questions.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Hussein, for the wonderful presentation. I like the fact that you were clamoring on the opportunities that Carleton University has with the University of Lagos and Africa at large, that more students that are interested in the bioengineering or the biospace or the environmental industry as either like masters or postgraduate students, and the opportunities for them to explore the university and reach out to you personally or even the international office, as well as other programs that Carleton University has in line with the University of Lagos. So there are a lot of subsections that were really interesting. I'm sure like some students might have some questions for you. So we just allow like 5 minutes for questions and answers to you before we take our next session. Is there anyone that has any question for Dr. Hussein? Anyone with any question for Dr. Hussein? Okay, so I just got like a feedback that we should possibly like take all sections before the question and answer. So once again, thank you, Dr. Hussein, for that section. We'll be back with you very soon to take more question and answer from students that might have some things that they possibly need clarity on. But thank you once again, and I hope you can hear me now, more audible now.
Yeah, it's much clearer now, and thank you so much, Justice, for coordinating this. And thanks again to Professor Emmanuel for inviting me. And you can contact Professor Emmanuel or email me directly if you have any questions. And like I mentioned, I am looking for collaborations. Also, I have opportunities open for master's and PhD students for next year. So if my research group or what I do is of interest to you, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that heads up, Dr. Hussein. So we're sure to communicate that with students and as well graduate students that are interested in all your research opportunities and research group that you noted. Thank you very, very much for the session, and we'll be with you shortly.
My pleasure.
All right, so we are moving on to okay, we are moving on to our next session. I think I can see now that the president and professor at the University of Prince Edward Island, UPI, has joined us as no other person but Dr. Greg Natera. So he will be taking a session now on graduate studies and scholarship opportunities, both research assistantship for the University of Prince Island UPI School. So welcome on board, Dr. Greg. Can you hear me? Yeah, Dr. Greg, yeah, okay.
Hi there. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing, Doctor?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. So the floor is yours. You could share your screen and talk to us about like the session that you have for us.
Good. Well, I don't have a presentation, so I'll just speak briefly around scholarship opportunities and research assistantships for graduate studies at the University of Prince Edward Island here in Charlottetown, Canada. I would first like to just congratulate Emmanuel and all of the participants in this conference. I've known Emmanuel for many years, and Emmanuel and I were working together at the University of Manitoba, where I was a PhD supervisor, and it was Emmanuel just did excellent work as a PhD student in the area of computational fluid dynamics. So it's really a pleasure to see you organizing this and inviting me, Emmanuel. This is a very timely and interesting conference around sustainable mobility. I would like to just introduce myself briefly. I'm Greg Natter. I'm the Vice President Academic at University of Prince Edward Island in Canada, an excellent university that dates back to the 1840s, so a long and proud history. Became UPEI in 1969 and has approximately 6,000 students in a wide range of disciplines and areas. We have 10 different faculties. I'm a professor here in sustainable design engineering. My background is mechanical engineering, and I graduated from the University of Waterloo in the mid-1990s. I would also like to acknowledge that the Indigenous peoples of Eastern Canada in particular, that the Mi'kmaq people of Prince Edward Island, which is called Ebikwit, have been on this land for over 12,000 years, and we honor them as the past, present, and future caretakers of this beautiful island in Canada. So I'd like to just speak again about scholarship opportunities and research assistantships at UPEI. And a few things that I will say is that UPEI has grown to be a very research-intensive university nationally and internationally. We have numerous graduate scholarships and fellowships that are available to students. We administer many millions of dollars each year in scholarships and awards that we provide for undergraduate and graduate students. They are merit-based awards, they are competitive fellowships, and they're targeted supports for different research areas. We have a graduate fellowship program that provides direct financial support to both incoming and continuing students in thesis-based master's and doctoral programs. Normally, students that receive these scholarships have a minimum average of 75% in their studies, and they are allocated by faculty based on available budgets. We have, again, millions of dollars annually that are provided through these fellowships and scholarships. And they align with our university strategic research plan, which includes our efforts to increase and diversify graduate funding to attract high caliber scholars and enhance faculty success in securing research grants. We'd be delighted to partner with your institutions, for all of you on the line here, and to find opportunities for collaboration for students at your institution that may be interested in coming to Eastern Canada to study graduate programs. So there are also research assistantships and supervisor funding that are given to students. These are normally funded through supervisor grants, contracts, or internal research fund allocations. These provide financial stability for students, but also have experiential learning opportunities in the graduate studies that align with their future academic and professional interests. So some examples of these include graduate research assistantships with faculties like engineering, education, science, and veterinary medicine. The supervisor-funded positions we receive are normally awarded through externally sponsored federal agencies like the Tri-Council, NSERC, SSHRC, and CIHR, we call them here in Canada, and provincial and industry partnered funds as well. We have internal research grants, including SSHRC, Scholarship of Teaching and Learning, and many others that are internally funded. And student research travel that has that supports graduate students to travel to conferences and other collaborations. Normally, students can apply and get this support through the Faculty of Graduate Studies, through liaison with their graduate studies coordinator. It's a very transparent process that we have that's designed to be accessible to domestic and international students, and it's really individualized to different faculties to reflect our close-knit graduate student community on campus. So as just then closing, just to give some closing remarks here, we really do feel at our university that our greatest strength remains our people, the graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, and other research personnel that work alongside faculty on groundbreaking research that is having impact locally, nationally, and internationally. Thank you, everyone, for your interest in hearing about us at our university, and we'd be delighted to explore collaboration opportunities with you, and joint funding opportunities. And I hope the rest of your conference goes well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Natara, for that great presentation.
Yeah.
I personally like the fact that you talked about like the graduate fellowship program for TC students that want to contribute to like meaningful research work as well as the graduate research assistantship that entails some supervising funding opportunities for international students like us, and the pipeline for students to be able to like get some of all these opportunities. So thank you very much for the session. And if there are any questions that we will have for you, we'll take it after the final presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right, so we're taking our final presentation session. No other person, but all right, let's realize. So I just got a confirmation that our third speaker will be joining us by 2 p.m. That's roughly 12 minutes or 15 minutes from our current time. So we're having our Q&A session shortly before he joins us. So let's have one question for Dr. I'll direct this question towards, oh, he's no longer with us. I had a question for Dr. Hussein, but he's no longer with us. So is there anybody that has any question for Dr. Greg Natara? Anybody with any question for Dr. Greg? Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the presentation. I really enjoyed that. I wanted to ask a question. You mentioned about postgraduates and for also doctorate students. I wanted to ask, is there opportunities for undergraduate students?
Yes, many opportunities for undergraduate students. We have exchange agreements with universities around the world, many dozens. And so we have transfer students, we have exchange students, we have research projects that university professors are funding, and then they also hire research assistants from other universities, including internationally. So that if that's of interest to you, we'd be delighted to explore that further. Sometimes those are good opportunities for students to get experience in another country, because studying abroad, it really enriches an undergraduate student experience. We have hundreds of students that go on study abroad at locations internationally. And so the short answer is yes, we also have a lot going on at the undergraduate level.
All right, thank you very much. I wanted to ask, is there a way we can reach out to you?
Please
Like
just
an email?
send me an email, Greg Natterer at UPEI, D Natterer at UPEI. I think Emmanuel will have contact information for me. Certainly.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Greg. We also have another question on the chat box. Are there opportunities for postdoctoral? What are the procedures for that? So I think this is directed towards the postgraduate students. If you could shed more light on that.
Yes, we also have many postdoctoral fellows at the university. Those are normally funded through major research projects that professors have. So the best way to find out about those opportunities are to look at the activities in your area of interest of professors at this university. You could reach out to them directly, and normally, like I said, it's professors usually that have some major research grants that have postdoctoral fellows. So just as an example, we have a School of Climate Change and Adaptation that has several national research projects they're working on and numerous postdoctoral fellows. That's just one example, but there are others. In veterinary medicine, in engineering, in science, in chemistry and biology, and yeah, others. So yes, we have them, but the best way to get information there is to contact professors individually.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Greg. I'm sure like students now have informed opportunities about some of the opportunities that UPI provides, as well as the graduate and undergraduate programs for a lot of students. So
Yeah.
yeah, we really appreciate like you for that session. So if you are just joining us, I'll just provide like a recap of all our activities thus far. So this has been a career insights of how young professionals can grasp into the advance of energy sector, as well as how they can navigate their paths in both undergraduate and research graduate programs. So
Yeah.
we've had Dr. Abid Hussein from Carleton University that joined us that about the Faculty of Engineering and Design at Carleton University in Ottawa, where he talked about like they have over 65 research centers, and the proximity from Ottawa to the Carleton University provides them strategic advantages for graduate research opportunities. And he also made mention of the NSCRC Alliance International programs and how students that are interested in developing in these industries and research experiences can join Carleton University in all these aforementioned programs that he noted. And he also talked about the fact that he currently like supervises an environment sector in sustainability cluster and as well as the energy industry. So if you're interested in bioengineering or bioprocessing, you can reach out directly to Dr. Abid Hussein, as well as you could explore Carleton University for other research opportunities that they have. Then also we had a session and very exciting session that we just currently had with Dr. Natara Greg, the professor at UPI, where he talked about the graduate fellowship program as well as graduate research assistantship program that has some sponsored funding opportunities for both undergrad and graduate researchers to join the UPI for other research opportunities. So I'm waiting for our third speaker that is joining us very, very soon. That is no other person but that is Professor Sam Aderamola from the Norwegian University of Life Science. He will be joining us very, very soon. So in the meantime, we could just sit back as we wait for our third presenter to join us. Okay, so Dr. Greg Natera, thank you for joining us. You could excuse us. I understand that you have like other very important issues to attend. So we thank you once again for sharing your expertise and your experience with us. We really appreciate you. All right.
Bye. Pleasure to meet you. Bye.
Thank you. So I could see that Dr. Hussein, you've also joined us. We're having a Q&A session and some students had some questions for you. Can you just confirm to me that you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Justice.
Yes, I can hear you, Justice. Yes, I can hear you, Justice. All right, thank you, sir. I should wait. Yes, Doctor. Sorry, Doctor.
It's good.
I should mute myself. Speak.
Mute.
Doctor Hussein, can you just confirm to us that you can hear me? Dr. Hussein, can you confirm to me that you can hear me? You are also muted. Okay. Yeah, I said we are currently having a Q&A session and some students have some questions for you. Me personally, I have one or two questions that I would like you to shed more light on. Considering the NSERC Alliance International that you made mention of, that's one of the first questions I have. I do not fully understand the full context of the essence or the offerings of the NSERC Alliance International that you made mention of, because you mentioned some opportunities for undergrad students to be able to do some joint alliance programs. So that's one of the first question I have. Then secondly, I have a question concerning the natural science and engineering discipline, because I'm currently a graduate of Mechanical Engineering University of Lagos. So there are students like me that are also pursuing the research experience in some of all these sustainable practices. So in your own opinion, like how is the best way to actually go about this? Is it like by cold emailing like the professors that we're interested in, or applying directly to the school? And is there like a deadline for the next fall semester for students to be able to have access to some of all these programs?
Right. So I'll answer your first question. So in terms of NSERC Alliance International, like I said, there are two streams that are available. One is the $15,000 for 1 year, which is called as the Catalyst Grant. It is submitted jointly by the professor at a Canadian university, in this case, let's say Carleton, and with a partner at University of Lagos. That $15,000, the Catalyst grant that you get, has to be towards a sort of a proof of concept, because it's a very small grant. And that $15,000 can be used to support the student travel. The most important one, because I have been successful with it, is basically to show that how the knowledge of the two researchers or the knowledge of the two universities complement each other. That's the most important part. Once the Catalyst grant is successful, you then can apply for the other stream, which can give you $100,000 per year for up to 3 years. However, it is not necessarily a requirement that you get the Catalyst grant first and then apply for a bigger funding. However, that is what is suggested. And like I said, that we have been successful with professors from Brazil and India. And because this was more related to biorefinery, and whether it's Brazil or India, they were, to give you an idea, they were pretty advanced in productions of biofuels in terms of ethanol. And then Canada at that point of time was also moving towards low carbon fuels, higher blending of ethanol for our cars in Canada. So that showed a very strong reason for the two universities or the two countries to align. So that's your first question. The second one is, yes, there is a deadline for international researchers to apply. It's always suggested that you start contacting 6 to 8 months in advance. Like I said during my talk, that we get 10 to 12 emails on literally every day. And just after my presentation got over, I opened my email and I have at least 6 or 7 requests for positions. Now, most of the times, the email is so long, it looks as if there was a common email made and sent to all the professors. Like, they just changed the name of the professor and the same email is going to all the professors. It does not help. Take the effort going through the Google Scholar page of the faculty. Try to be very specific in terms of why you want to join that professor's research group. Make it more personal, all right? And be very specific in your email subject line, right? And for example, if you have done your master's and you've published 5 papers, I'm just giving an example. In your email heading, say researcher looking for doctoral position, published 5 papers. That will catch the interest and the eye of the professor. If you just say looking for PhD position, the professor might even ignore it because we are getting so many emails on a daily basis, right? So make it specific, make it personal, and in your email headline should basically represent what you think your strengths are. So that would be my suggestion.
All right, thank you so much for that. That's invaluable advice right there. Even to other students that are vying into some of these research opportunities in the long run. So you cannot overstate the importance of having targeted email campaigns to speak to the direct research field that you're interested in for graduate opportunities. But thank you so much, because that was more of a personal and generic advice that you gave us with our lights. And we will do well to communicate again some of the opportunities that Calety University offers to a lot of students for us to explore some of all these formation opportunities.
Sure, my
Thank
pleasure.
you. Yeah. Anyone else has a question for Dr. Abid Hussein? Anyone else with any question about the Calety University research opportunities, as well as some of the programs that you might want to get funded for? Anyone at all with any question before he takes his leave? Anyone else? Okay. Our convener has some things to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Habib. I really appreciate your presentation, and I was just laughing when you're giving the students a tip, very personal tip to help them make a very good use of opportunity getting application, the application accepted by the professors. So I just want to say to everyone, like you mentioned during this presentation, that there's been a very great synergy in Caltech University that we have made in the past. Personally, as you mentioned, there's a student that would have, even Caltech actually gave a support that will facilitate the travel of the student for PhD. But unfortunately, he was denied a visa. So I will look forward to more, but that was just for a bench work, 6 months bench work. So, but like Habib has mentioned, there's great opportunities for position now that he has personally informed me about. So for anyone that is very much interested, you can personally even see me, and would be able to facilitate a greater effort of getting the right candidates for that positions. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir.
So on that very note, I want to appreciate you, Habib. We'll catch up later, and we can let you go now since you are very busy with other functions while we wait for the next presenter.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. So, waiting for the next inspection now. He said he was on by 2 o'clock. It's already 2. Although the section supposed to end by 3. Is it 3 or 2:30? 2:30. 2:30. So I think we'll have some break for the closing ceremony for this program was start. That goes by 3 p.m. So it's been a very wonderful time, and I believe you enjoy it. So you can just use the period to network. If we wait for a few minutes and you didn't show up, we can just close up in Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that piece of information. So I guess we can just use this period to take a few minutes off before our third presenter joins us. So you can use this opportunity to network, meet some of your graduate students. Over here, you have some of your graduate students that are working in, some of them are graduate students from engineering, as well as Doctor, if you have any questions for him, and how you can join the Energetics Research Group, Energetics Research Group. So you can reach out to some of them. They have information about that, as well as Doctor. And okay, yeah, our third presenter is with us. That's great. Good day, Professor Sam. It's nice having you on the call with us. So just please confirm to me that you can hear us. Okay. Good day, Professor Sam. It's nice being on the call with you and having you share with us. So just confirm to me that you can hear me. Okay, great. So we've been waiting for you because you're about to give us like a lot of wealth of advice on some of the graduates and scholarship opportunities, as well as research assistantship as graduate studies at the University of Prince Edward Island. Because we understand that you are the vice president as well as a professor at Prince Edward Island. So it's nice having you on the call with us. Oh, that was an oversight of my part. So sorry for that, Professor Sam. You'll be sharing with us the North Ship Scholarship and joint postgraduate studies at Norwegian University, because you are a professor of renewable energy at the NIVBU University. So it's good once again have you on the call with us so you could share your screen or just give us like 2 or 3 pointers that you want to share with us.
Okay, I hope you can hear my voice. So thank you very much for inviting me for this program. And I thank to Dr. Ogedegbe that contacted me. Just a brief background myself. My name is Muyiwa Sam Adramala. I'm a professor in renewable energy from Norwegian University of Life Sciences. I have my degree, bachelor from Awolowo University, and a master degree from University of Ibadan in mechanical engineering, and later I proceed for my PhD in environmental engineering in the University of Saskatchewan, Canada. Then after that, I got a postdoc in Norway. Now I've been a professor in renewable energy at Norwegian University of Life Sciences since 2013. So in addition to my responsibility as a professor at Norwegian University, I also work in other universities as indicated on the slides. So as an academics, I've also make a lot of contribution, and I've worked on books, and some of them are displayed here. Just a brief story. That's all about myself. A big story about NLB, Norwegian University of Life Sciences. It's the second oldest university in Norway. You could see we are just about 30 minutes by train. Actually, that 30 minutes by road, but about less than 20 minutes by train to Oslo, which is the capital of Norway. The university was established in 1859 as a postgraduate school, and moved along the way and became a full-fledged university in 2005. And then we merged with the Norwegian University, Norwegian College of Veterinary Medicine, and we eventually became Norwegian University of Life Sciences since 2014. It's a small university, unlike a Unilag that you have over thousands, or counting university that over 30,000 students. So now we have around just close to around 8,000 students. We have around 1,700 employees. Almost 900 of them are scientific staffs. So we have about 78 programs, and most of our bachelor programs are run in Norwegian, but the masters could be in English, and we only have one bachelor in one part in English. So we also, one of our goal is to promote internationalization of our programs. So we have a lot of collaboration within and outside Europe. You can see we have about 36 collaboration agreements outside Europe. We have at least about 70% of our students are international students. And we have some programs are also taught in English, like I indicated. And we, as also mentioned to you, we have a lot of collaboration with many schools in Africa. We have about 7 faculties. We have Faculty of Biosciences, Business School, Environmental Science and Natural Resources, Chemistry, Biotech and Food Science, Landscape and Society, Science and Technology, and Veterinary Medicine. That is our program. So our study program, bachelor, research, PhD, master programs are all related to this particular area. We solve global challenges, we solve global problems, from environmental to climate change, to public health, animal health, sustainable development, resource management, renewable and food production. That's all area that we cover. And most of our program, we operate mostly interdisciplinary activities. So major university in Norway, we have about 16 major universities, and majority of the universities are public universities. Only few of the universities are private, but majority of these universities listed here are actually public university. So studying in Norway, so like a lot of programs. So now I will briefly talk about Norwegian education system, scholarship, and master program. Studying in Norway is recently being challenged. Previously, it is possible for anybody to come to Norway as long as you have your money. The university in Norway, up to now, we don't charge tuition fee. It's a free education from elementary school to master degree level. But like I said recently, now the rules change that this tuition free is only applicable to residents of Norway and also a European group. But if you are not from those areas, now since 2024, yes, 2024, the government introduced tuition fee from all international students. And these tuition fees are fixed by each university, so it's not, and it also depend on the program of study. And as I indicated, you could see, if you click on this site, I already share my slides with Dr. Ogedengbe. So then you can click on this link. It will give you what the tuition fees are in different universities in Norway. But last year, the government introduced a sponsorship scheme that give students a 2-year master program in English. And this scholarship is that, to promote economic development and welfare in Norway partner countries. So Norway normally every year they select country that they want to support. Previously, some years ago, Nigeria was on the list. Then Nigeria was out of the list. Nigeria came on the list. It's back and forth. So then, not only that you have to be from Nigeria, then you also your university have to have a collaboration with any of these Norwegian university. Collaboration means do we have a project with your professors, with your researchers? So then you can apply. And you can apply as long as you have a certificate that say, okay, for example, if you are from UNILAG, either you are a former student of UNILAG, or you are current student of UNILAG, or you are staff of UNILAG. So you have to have one kind of affiliation with the University of UNILAG in your home case, or any other university that we work with. And then at that period of time to your university also have to have a project collaboration with any of the Norwegian universities. So these are tenable in most Norwegian university. And who can apply, I already mentioned that. You have to be a student or former student of one of our partner, in this case, my university, but other universities have a different partner. So it doesn't have to, I use my university here as a case study. Then you have to be between 20 and 30 years. And they normally they give priority to a qualified female applicant. In addition, you must not have any previous master degree. Because if you have that, they feel that you are duplicating your degree and probably depriving people that actually need this. And then you must be a citizen and resident of the country of the selected partner. So meaning that if you are Nigeria, you cannot go to Ghana and benefit. You have to be a resident of Ghana or residing in Ghana when you apply for the scholarship. So these are the procedure. These are the what you need to attach, just like any other application. The deadline is 1st of December 2005. For now, for this year, there is I got information from the international office before I make this pressure this morning that this year there is no scholarship application this year. But if you have your money and you still want to come to Norway, you can still apply to any of those universities in Norway even now. But the only thing that you might not have opportunity to secure a scholarship. The scholarship, when it was available, was around 13,000 krona, and 1 krona as at this morning is around 145 naira. So you can multiply that. So, and again, you are not going to pay tuition fees. This money is just for you to pay your rent and to feed yourself. And then the scholarship for those that got the scholarship last year, they also give them a startup money for them to start. When you move to a new environment, you need some money to buy your materials, your cooking, your bed, and all those. So we are giving this money for you to start. Again, like I said, this is about 15,000 krona. If you convert it to naira, then maybe you might be looking around 2 million naira. But it might be a big money, but in Norway, that is not that big. Then you also be giving money to apply for a visa, and then you'll be giving money to buy your ticket. So basically, it's a complete package. So when you have it, and in addition to this, you are also allowed to work 20 hours per week. So you can, if you are very smart, then you can make extra money. But we always advise students that for the first semester, they are not supposed to work. Either you are on scholarship or you are also pay for yourself, because you are in a new environment. You need to understand that environment first before you start, looking for other source of income. So the master program, so this program, that scholarship is only applicable to master programs, and then you can visit each university for their specific program. But if you click on this link that I have here, there are a lot of universities in Norway that offer program in English. Not all programs are applicable, so you have to select a program that are taught in English that are also appropriate for you. In my university, these are a list of courses that are available in English, from agroecology to sustainable food systems, up to landscape architecture for global sustainability. So these are programs. Recently, though, we are discussing, I have a brief chat with Deputy Vice Chancellor of my university. We also, maybe in future, we might have a program, English program in renewable energy, but not in place for now. If you also go to the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, which is the biggest university in science and technology in Norway, they also have a lot of programs that could be relevant to some of you in English, as I showed here. So now, if you have PhD, you have your master degree, you want to pursue PhD, then in Norway, we don't give admission for any student without guaranteed source of funding. Because we expect you to come and study, so we don't expect you to be suffering. So the first thing, we need to be sure your funding is guaranteed, either through scholarships or through other means. And sometimes we also have projects with different countries. Currently, some of my colleagues have a project with some group in UNILAG. We call the project NOED 2. Some of is university and the university in Norway working together. So in that kind of program, then you can get a scholarship for PhD study in Norway. And just like master's student or bachelor, we don't pay tuition fee at all. So whatever you get as scholarship is for you to take care of your living. Sponsored through external or government funded project is available. And then we also advertise PhD position online. All the universities advertise that. You can also see the link I provided here, the job Norgay, so where you can apply. And so when you apply, your application will be evaluated just like any other applicant. It's just like you are applying for a job, because we don't treat PhD student as a student. We treat them as a staff, but a staff with a contract of 3 or 4 years to get their PhD. So you are more like a research fellow or research assistant, but your focus is to get your PhD. And so then for you to qualify for a PhD, you also have to have a 2-year master program. No, we don't accept master program that is 1 year. So you have to have a 2 years master program. And I think that is all. I don't know, maybe you hear me. I try to go through the material. Please, if you have any question, please let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Sam, for that wonderful session. I'm sure you gave the whole rundown of everything that students will possibly have any questions for. So if you have any question, who here has any question for Professor Sam? So you could type it in the chat box, or if you request an audience. Any questions for Professor Sam? I guess that means there's no question for him. So thank you once again, Professor Sam, for yes. Okay, wait, David Livingston.
Thank you very much for your time. And then please, if you have any questions later, maybe you can share it with Dr. Emmanuel, then you can forward to me. So thank you. It's just a privilege for me to be part of your program today. Thank you and bye.
Thank you very much, Professor Sam, for your session. And this comes to the end of our session on career insights for young professionals to navigate and advance in the energy sector, as well as graduate research and undergraduate opportunities for students. So I hope everyone have been able to gain 1 or 2 information that they need in the long run as future researchers, engineers, and career professionals. So thank you once again for joining me. I remain the anchor of this session, Justice Desiri, and I invite our convener, Dr. Ogedengbe to tell us what we have next.
Okay, thank you very much, Justice. So I think at this point we have come to the end of the career insights section. So we just need to wait till 3 o'clock for the closing ceremony. I believe that you have a lot to be part of, and we expect some of the people, hopefully the rain will not disturb them to be able to join. So that's the grand finale of the program. So just hang around and just enjoy yourself and networking with other people until 3 o'clock. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we meet by 3 p.m. Thank you all. Nasty, nasty brand new sleep this night there.
Good luck.
I'm so tired.
I don't remember, but when you now said that you were in there, I understand why.
Too tired, man. Thank you, guys. I've been trying to disconnect my. You can. No, come on. Leave 'em.